American intelligence, of course, proving very
Hi and good morning and welcome to Tottenham Tantrum Gold, your home of your classic game, classic content and classic everything else about the great club Tottenham Hotspur. So we're just doing a short morning show this morning, but we're joined by Alan from Shelfside Spurs. Morning, Alan. How are you this morning, sir?
Very well, thank you, Dermot. Very well, thank you. And it's a pleasure to come on.
That's lovely to have you on. And next to me, well, he's like he really does fly this TTG ship as good as anyone can. It's my mate. He makes the best coffee in Europe. It's my mate. It's your mate. It's Ben Kaufman. Good morning, Benny boy. How are you?
Morning. We're slightly better from the last couple of days of utter dread of watching Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. But we're back on the delusion train. We're going to win. The cocktail is growing. The sun is shining. And come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, that's it. Before we get going, firstly, everyone knows what's happening in the news, and when we can't really get away from it. But I just want to send my love, my thoughts, and my prayers to all the people in Ukraine at this time. We're all behind you, and our prayers and thoughts are with everyone in that country. And that's all I just wanted to say. And I just wanted to send our thoughts and prayers to everyone there. So we move on from that very quickly. One thing you don't mix is football and politics.
No.
So, but I just needed to say, we send our thoughts and prayers with the people of Ukraine at this time. Right, if I hit them, Ben, you just read them for me. We've got people in.
Good stuff. This is Kiva commenting on me making a mistake this morning because I was too busy texting Kimber because she's on her way to my coffee shop right now. So, yeah, morning, Kiva. Hope you're doing well, sir.
Morning.
Celery Agent is here, challenging the ACDC. Oi, oi, oi. Morning, Celery. Morning.
Morning, Celery Agent, sir. That's the link to the PayPal. Treatex 3 was asking for it the other day, so if you're in Treatex 3, it's in there. We've got John Fitzpatrick, big up me Irish brother. He says, morning, big John. Up everyone. Morning. Go on then, Ben. Go on, read this one out, sir.
Hoover is saying, Levy out. I just want to get that out the way early. Yep. Levy
out.
Yeah. Any words in that, Alan?
To be honest with you, when I spoke to Coover and Hollywood Phil on that little show, my last appearance on your show, I was still kind of on the fence, heading in that direction. But that transfer window, that done it for me. It was a case of if you can't buy players, being a big club, we're meant to be a big club. If you can't buy players early in January, that would have made a difference. I mean, don't get me wrong. We were after Adama Traore. We should have got him early. We should have been able to get him by the 1st of January. And to be honest with you, and I don't even like the player. You know what I mean? But he would have made a difference.
Yeah,
he would have made a difference because we could have put long ball. We could have played balls down the channel, and he could have taken the pressure off our defence, especially against Chelsea. We've lost 3 games against Chelsea in January, and I think, he could have been something that could have taken that pressure off us at times when we needed to.
Yeah. No, I agree with you very much there, Alan, what you're saying. Right, just very quickly, we have another Patreon member. Aaron has joined us as Patreon member. So we've now got, let me get the list up. I will get this up on the screen before in the next couple of days because I need to work out how to do it. But our Patreon members are the TTG, is Moondog, Mark Cousins, Philip Brady, and now Aaron. So if you want to become a member of TTG, there is the links in the chat. You just press that link and just follow the instructions. You've got 3 tiers. You've got the Tottenham TTG tier. You've got the Bill Nick tier. And then you've got the Conte tier. So you've got 3 tiers. And the money that you pay for your patron, for your membership, all goes back into the channel again. So it all goes in to make this channel better than anything else. So yeah, so that would be grateful if you can do that. Go on, Ben. We've got Mark Cousins here.
Morning, gents. Hope you are well. Come on, you Tottenham Tantrum Gold Army. Morning,
Yeah.
Mark Cousins, sir. Hopefully you're
Morning,
doing
Mark.
well, sir. Hopefully you are doing well.
Yeah,
Mark Cousins is saying the intro gets me every time, especially 91. Yeah, it's a great intro. Big up to Hollywood Phil from 890. Did a great job on that one. Atavacron Wembley 1 is saying, morning, guys. Unfortunately, today it's the last time for a while that I'm going to be able to join you guys live on weekdays. After being out of work for 4 months, I start a new job Monday. I will return. Congratulations.
Well done. Congratulations.
Congratulations on getting a job. Hopefully it goes well for you, and hopefully you become a millionaire next year. Next year we'll be millionaires. Wayne Bondman, morning all. Congratulations as Havercron Wembley 1.
Yeah. Congratulations, Wembley 1. Absolutely. Let us know what the job is, actually. Let us know what you were doing. That's from Monday.
The gates at Chelsea need to be locked and the club shut down. Relegated. I mean, if that's the only thing that comes out of it, but we'll all be dancing in the street. No more Chelsea Football Club.
The Premier League won't do that.
No, they won't.
They haven't got the guts to do it.
They haven't got the bollocks.
No.
Oh, my. We have 2 special guests here. So
We haven't.
We have.
Sir. Good morning, sir. Yeah, we are live at the moment.
Good to see you, Ben.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Hi, guys.
Hello, Kim.
Morning.
Sir, how are you? Pleasure to meet you.
King Arthur.
Hey, how are you,
Sir,
Steve?
how are you this morning?
Overworked and underpaid.
I know how you feel. God, I haven't heard that saying for a long time. Oh, Lord.
Best.
No, I haven't done it either.
You've only got to look at me.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't look a day over 21, Arthur. You look well. You look well, man.
How much do you want for that?
I'll let you know later. Oh, Lord. That's good. It's good to have you both on. Lovely. How are you keeping the pair of you anyway?
Yeah, we're not too bad, you know. Just now we've got bloody Ukraine taking off, haven't we? Just when life was getting better. Yeah, as Kim says, back to normal, getting better. You know, you now start a war in Europe. Great.
So we are going to steer clear of politics, probably.
Yes.
But we have mentioned it.
Yeah.
But I will just say one. I will say, and I know Kim, Arthur, our thoughts are with the people of Ukraine at this time. We can't not but back them up. All the world has to stand behind Ukraine.
Absolutely.
We can't let bullies win. Not in any society or any way of life. Bullies cannot win.
I've named him the Russian Hitler.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
No, it's not.
You know what, Arthur? I actually would agree with you. I think you're not the first one to say that. And I don't think you're the last.
He's been there for so long now. You can see it coming. It's just a matter of when something was going to happen with him.
22 years.
Yeah.
Bit like Levy, really, isn't it?
Do you know what? It's all
Got the bomb and boat them.
the same.
Yeah. Levy's a bit of a bully. Let's go and invade White Hart Lane. I think we should go and do that.
Fantastic idea.
Yeah. I think we'll have our Tottenham. I think we'll have the Tottenham army outside White Hart Lane very quickly.
Right. Back to Tottenham, guys. Back to Tottenham.
Yes.
Tottenham.
Well shifted there.
Yeah.
Where we start?
What do you think about the game on the weekend, Arthur?
Oh, I cannot believe from the sky to the pits in 2 games.
Yeah.
You know, we were up there riding high, Rocket Man, you know.
Yeah.
And we play against Burnley and we lose. I mean, that is absolutely reprehensible. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Arthur, I did warn you on Spurs Eurasian.
Yeah,
I said Spurs Eurasian 1-0 to Burnley because I just didn't feel good about it.
No.
Yeah, good call.
We can see why. You know, it's you know. I think what got me was they were using bullying tactics, very heavy.
Yeah.
and we didn't respond really.
No.
You know,
To be honest with you, that Weghorst, he played a blinder against us.
Yeah.
well, yeah,
He gave us so much grief.
he's a great player, 6'7".
16 mil, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
How we could have done with him.
Yeah, we could. Yeah,
12 mil we could have got him for.
Yeah,
coffees.
Coffee's dead.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Well, don't I?
Uber delivery, Dermot? Uber
Yeah,
delivery.
Uber delivery. I'll start with you, Alan, and then I go to Arthur and Kim. Then, what did you make of Conte's comments after the game?
Yeah.
I know it might be heresy.
Very strange, to be honest with you. Very strange. It was like as if he was saying, "Please come and sack me." And but we've got speaking to Iggy last night, and Iggy came over and gave it a bit of perspective, but which don't ask me to remember what it was. But yeah, it seemed very strange. It seemed to me that it'd be the comments that could knock the players back rather than help lift them. You know what I mean? It did seem to hint as if to say, like, this team I've got can't do it. There's not enough people in there that want to play for the badge. And because the thing is, he come from an era of when he used to play football, when he was playing football. When he was playing football, you know, he was a winner. He was an absolute winner. You know, he very rarely let his team down, whoever he was playing for. Conte, you know, he hated losing, and he still does. And to lose 4 games in 5, you know, it's like, what have I let myself in for?
yeah. Really.
Just very quickly, thank you, Wayne Bonner. He's become another patron of the channel this morning. So thank you so much, Wayne. It's very kind of you. So Wayne's actually our 5th member of our channel this morning. So big up to you, Wayne. Arthur, what did you make of Conte's comments after the Burnley game? Were you happy? Were you mad at him, or did you think it's about time somebody told us the truth?
I wasn't mad at him, Dermot. I think the man, he's probably like me. I'm very blunt and it upsets people. But I think being straightforward in life doesn't harm anybody. To be told the truth should not be taken as an insult, but should be taken as help. Be told straight that something's going wrong and it needs sorting out. What's wrong with that? You know? So I thought his interview was to me, smack on the nail. He knew exactly what he was talking about. The trouble is he can't speak English like we do, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's harder for him to come across the way the norm, English norm. But I understood everything he was saying, and I'm sure you guys did, and our listeners and viewers. I think he was dead right, and I think he's really saying to Levy, either stick your hand in your pocket now or else I'm off. Because the game itself was sickening, in my opinion. Sickening, and should never ever have happened if we had a decent side. No. And we've also got to say, I've said it before on this on several shows, Poch went to Levy and said, we need a rebuild. Within weeks, they sacked him. But he was dead right.
Yeah.
Here we are. We're left with the legacy. And it's ruining probably one of the best coaches in the game today. It's having an effect on him. You know, he's broke new records. He's never lost that many games in such a short space of time. And I think it's I know we're all behind Conte, but I think we should really get behind him now, really try and force Levy's hand.
Yeah, I think we do. What do you think of it all, Kim? What did you make of it?
I can't really say. So I'm just sitting off the camera just for a moment. just utterly disappointing. I think Conte's got to take his share of the blame. So I think sometimes the tactics aren't quite right for the personnel. I'd like to see our midfield thickened up a bit personally. But ultimately he's the gaffer, and I love Conte to bits. And I just want Daniel Levy to take this shot across the bows that he's put out there and learn from it. Just support the goddamn manager.
Well, he hasn't done yet. Any manager he's had in. I mean, for people been blaming managers, they blame Pochettino, they blame Mourinho, they blamed Nuno was like a garden gnome, so Nuno, he deserved blaming anyway. And Ryan Mason's just a yes man. I think it's about time we start blaming the players. They need to take responsibility.
Ultimately, though, all roads lead back. Thank you, Ben. To the board, I think. They've allowed what was once a decent team under Pochettino to just deteriorate, and we've got to this stage that we're in now. And each stage they're blaming the manager. You're quite right. The players aren't good enough, but it's not good enough from the board either, because most normal teams would have churned the team by now several times over that period of time.
I mean, Arthur, you and Alan as well. I think me from the sort of 80s, but Alan, you can like the 70s sides, Arthur and Alan. We've had bad sides before, but they've been successful. What's the difference between the sides that we've had in the past to this squad now? Is it just down to the owners, or is there something fundamentally wrong within the club itself?
Right. To be honest with you, right, Arthur might see it a different way, but I think football changed in 1993. The Premier League came into play. It all became about money. UEFA changed to Champions League. Surely that must mean the team that wins the championship. No, you've got 2, 3, 4 teams now per league. Yeah. They changed. Football's changed. I mean, there weren't the money about, was there, Arthur, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s? Yeah, that could allow what's happened. If football had never changed to the Premier League, yeah, I doubt you'd have ever seen Abramovich. I doubt you would have seen the Sheikh come in and do things what they've done. Yeah, it's too much money, right? As you say, tonight you've got Stevie Perryman on for 20 minutes. Yeah. At the end of the day, that player played for that badge. He played for the badge, not £200,000 a week.
No,
not £200,000 a week. He played for £8 a week, wasn't it, Arthur? I'm sorry, £8 a week.
Something small like that, yeah. And
£8 a bloody week he was playing when he first started playing for Spurs.
Ridiculous.
Does he want to come back?
I'll pay him £8 a week.
I will.
I think if he came back now, he could show them a thing or two.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that I don't remember, Arthur, too many bad games. I really don't remember too many bad games. No. I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't start going until 1973. So I missed his first 3 or 4 years. But I do not remember bad games.
I saw him when he was first introduced, and when they were all coming out to take up their positions ready for the kickoff, I thought they've got a kid in the side. Who's this? And then he was announced, and I read up in the programme, and I thought, oh, he's a newbie. I mean, he'd been around, but not in the first team. Yeah. But, of course, this is a guy that came in, was introduced at 17 years of age and stayed in the side all the way through his career.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. Have you read his book yet, Arthur?
No.
No, I've only read.
I've got it.
I've got it. I've only read the first couple, 100 and few pages. Apparently, he could have very easily gone to Arsenal.
Yes.
But Bertie me.
Ben's got the big stick.
Bertie me.
Has Ben had enough?
Listen, Alex, you shouldn't be swearing like that on the air.
Sorry. I apologise, ladies and gentlemen. My obscene language. But Bertie Mee actually offered the family money to say, well, how much money do you want for us to sign him then? Like as a backhander, a bribe. How much money would you like us to pay you for him to come and play for us?
Yeah.
And Steve and his brother and his dad, when they heard that, they went, nope, no chance.
Yeah.
No chance. We're not playing for them. No way in this world we are going down that road. And that sort of kind of cheered me up.
That's typical of what Arsenal have been like all the way since the Football League and that kicked off. They've always been that. They cheated their way in above us, as you know.
Yeah.
And it's been cheat. That's why they say Arsenal always cheated. And they do. They do.
Yeah.
It's what they are. Chelsea scums the same now. Sorry, I swore. But that's another side that you know, they're very similar to the Gooners.
I find it's more just truthful than Arsenal.
Yeah,
they
are. And they still think they've got the right to 3 points when they come to Spurs.
Yeah.
I mean, Arthur, I could actually speak to you for hours on Tottenham for what you've seen over the years. And I mean, what for you being a fan, what was the best decade for you as a Tottenham fan? You could look back over you're supporting the club, you think, wow, that was my best time.
60s, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
The good thing about it was that we were winning things. Each decade that came round, we were winning things, cups. And someone pointed out the other day, they said, do you realise, Arthur, you've seen them win all the cups barring 3?
Yeah.
And I have.
I was, and then for me, 2 league cups since '91.
I mean, I always say, I've been lucky. I've seen this win the FA Cup 3 times and the UEFA Cup and 1 runners-up in the FA Cup and then 2 League Cups. So as a fan, I've been lucky. I've seen this win stuff. I feel so sorry for the younger fans today that haven't seen this win anything.
Yeah. Now I'm going to make you cry.
Oh God.
I've got a photograph, old black and white job of me. I was 16 years old and they just won the double and the open top bus was coming down the high road.
Yeah.
I've got a photo of it, decked in with ribbons and bits and pieces. And the high road from beyond, from the Edmonton borders, was ram-packed with people all the way up to the Tottenham Municipal Swimming Pool, where the council offices are.
Yeah.
And when I say ram-packed, like my fingers, all together. And you could hardly budge. It was phenomenal. In fact, what we did that particular day, someone came along in a bubble car. You ever seen a bubble car?
I've seen pictures of them.
Three-wheeler, 2-stroke engine. And this was a Messerschmitt. I always remember it. That's a good name.
Was it the yellow one, was it?
No, actually, it was pale blue with, I suppose it was husband and wife in there. We picked it up at shoulder height. And they were banging on the window saying, put us down, put us down, put us down. This is Spurs ground. But it was all done in fun.
Yeah.
And just sheer excitement, you know.
Yeah.
And they were. I wish I could open up and show you the excitement that was around at that time. I mean, everybody was reveling in it, and it was a phenomenal atmosphere. Absolutely phenomenal.
How good was that double side? I mean, I've seen pictures and videos, but for you being there, Arthur, how good was that double side?
Oh. When they came out to play that particular year, the expectation round the ground, and I've been in the ground with 76,000, right? Because obviously it was a lot of standing. Before I answer that question on the double side, we managed to get out this day, and my mother, who was only 5'2", and I sheltered under a police horse outside underneath the belly from the crowd. Otherwise, we would have been crushed. And he protected us. But how good was that side? Well, they came out and there was an air. There was a spirit within the team, but there was an air around the place of expectancy. And you never thought of losing. You only thought of winning. And they were that type of side that went out with nothing else in their mind but to win. Yeah, they lost one or two, but they didn't win the league because they were losing. They won it because of the number of games they won, of course. And it was only 2 points a game, let's not forget.
Yeah, that's true.
If you made a win, 2 points. Unlike today, if you drew, it was a point, yeah. But it was such a phenomenal side. Someone dropped out, perhaps got an injury, or was pulled off and changed, and you had someone come in to replace them, just as good. But as Alan said, they
One
played
substitute.
the shirt.
Yeah.
They didn't play for anyone else but the shirt and the fans.
Yeah. See, I think that's changed, Arthur and Alan, over the years. The players have stopped playing for the fans and the badge.
It's all about that money.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the 70 side, even the year we went down, they still fought for the badge and the fans. And I mean, am I right in saying 2 seasons, or the couple of seasons before that, were in around relegation, but they always got out by the skin of their teeth?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't start going until 73. So I only see Bill Nick there for 2 seasons, sort of thing, because I was only 9 years old. But in them days, Arthur, I used to live near Bruce Grove, and at the age of 9-year-old, my sister took me to my first ever game. Unfortunately, we lost that 2-1 to Sheffield United. So perhaps I should have never gone again. but after that, I used to go on my own. 9 years old, I used to walk a mile to the ground on my own. No adult, no. Yeah, you don't let your 10-year-old kid go down the road now without being with them.
You were perfectly safe.
Yeah. And I used to walk around all the back doubles, and I used to get there.
You didn't get the fighting that later came into.
Well, it did start. It just had started actually, Arthur, because I remember. I think the season after, I think when I was 10, I remember walking back. We'd just played Man United. I think it might have been the last time Georgie Best played for him. And as I was walking back, there was fights, scuffles, and all that going on along the road. And I just walked by, just carried on walking. Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, there's a great comment here from Coover, and I would love your thoughts on it. I'll start with you, Arthur, and then I'll go to you, Alan. Give you time to think. He said, Scholar understands football, doesn't understand business. Sugar doesn't understand football, understand business. Levy doesn't care about football, understands business. I think there's a theme that runs through that.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember the Whale and the Richardson, both of you being owners of Tottenham. Do you think that owners since the Wales and Richardsons have just thought more about money than like they thought more about the club? We wanted Jimmy Greaves. Okay, we'll go out and buy Jimmy Greaves.
Yeah,
like
we're 90, as I say, football changed in '93.
Yeah,
as I say, football totally changed in '93. As I say, UEFA and Premier League, right? Scholar understood football, and unfortunately, he didn't understand business, and he nearly ruined us. And I think that was the worst thing that ever happened. One of the worst. I know Enoch ain't done us any favours, but we've still, in some senses, we've appeared in the top half again. Where what Scholar done set us back a long way, because he wanted to go for the glory, but really, I don't know whether he helped us too much, because we lost one of our best managers ever, Keith Birkinshaw. We lost players like Perriman. Perriman, I think, might have gone because of Scholar, because of the way he treated the club. We lost Hoddle, I think, through Scholar. And there's a lot of players Mickey Hazard, I think, went because of Ivan Scholar. Ivan Scholar told him he had to go and sign for Chelsea because he wasn't giving him a new contract.
Well,
I think Ivan Scholar done a lot of damage, even though he tried to do the best for us. He done a lot of damage.
one of the biggest mistakes we made, though, over the years, the decades, and I hate to point the finger at this man because I really thought he was a great follow-on from Bill Nicholson, and that's Keith Birkinshaw. He got rid of Pat Jennings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the opposition.
No,
I was gonna. Sorry, Alan. You go quickly there. No.
Yeah. Sorry, Arthur, and sorry, Dermot. Right. Please excuse me because a few of you might know I used to be in the taxi trade. Yeah.
Yep.
And I used to have an account, and one day I got this account phone contact me with an email, and in the writing there, it had Patrick Jennings, blah 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 blah, and I went, accept. I'm doing that job. I had to take him from Hertford area, and I had to take him up to the England training base, what they got now, King George Park or whatever. It weren't Birkinshaw that actually really got rid of him.
Oh.
No, the board weren't happy with him either, because he asked for some money to help buy a new house, and the Swells weren't happy with it, so they said no, we're not going to back him. And
ridiculous decision.
Well, now we've got a chairman that doesn't care. We've got the only football chairman in the whole of Europe where football is literally the last thing they think about when they're running a football. It's like I said that yesterday on Shelf Side Spurs. It's like football is not a priority to them. They don't care. They use the football club for business. Yeah. They use the name to borrow off the name and leverage property deals.
And Arthur, the day of the last game of the season, because he had been dropped by then because of the Derby result where we lost 8-2, right? The day at when he went to say his Talars, Pat Jennings, the board members got on the bus and refused to say a word to him. Would not give him the time of day.
I'd never heard that. I always thought it was Birkinshaw.
No, Birkinshaw had his doubts that he could do it anymore. Yeah, Birkinshaw had his doubts that he could do it anymore. I think it might have been because the fact that we were down there and we were struggling to play. If you know what I mean, we had a few bad seasons, but yeah, no. As I say, the Wells and Richardson sort of like they didn't even want to give him the time of day. They didn't even give him a farewell and good luck.
Well, I have to say, Alan, in my opinion, it's one of the worst decisions that was made at board level then.
Oh yeah,
disgusting. I mean, Pat Jennings used to live just around the corner from where we live.
Yeah, I know. Does his daughter still live there?
I've known him since 1967.
Yeah. Does his daughter still live in that house, Arthur, by the roundabout? Just as you go over the roundabout?
It's all sold off. They've built other houses where he used to live.
All right. So I know his daughter lived there for a while because I used to work for Station Cars in Broxbourne, and we used to do a bit of work for him.
Well, I met Pat Jennings back in '67, and if you go to White Hart Lane traffic lights on the Spurs side of the road, there used to be, I think it was HW or GW Price, which was a chemist shop.
Yeah,
a girl that used to be in my class at school, because halfway through my school time, they switched it to a mixed school. It was all boys' school up till then. And her name was Diane Thomas. Lovely girl, very pretty. She was the manageress. And she was talking to this guy, had his back to me, and I didn't recognise him when I first walked in. And she said, "Oh, Arthur, how are you?" You know, I said, "I'm fine. Have you met Pat Jennings?" He turned round, shook hands. Well, my hand just disappeared. Yes, I needed two hands to his one. Yeah. But lovely man, lovely bloke.
Yeah. I mean, because as I say, when I was a kid at school, if ever I was going to be chucked in a position, because I've never had great mobility, if I was going to be in a position, it was goalkeeper. So of course, my first day of watching football, all my eyes was on Pat Jennings, and I think it was a year or two after that we played Middlesbrough, and they beat us 3-0. But Pat Jennings still made the save he made. He literally dived from one half of the goal to the other, caught the ball with one hand, landed, and still had the ball in his hand. And you know, the match of the day in them days, it used to freeze, have a freeze frame right at the end to show something that happened. Right now, that was the best thing that happened that day, Pat Jennings. And there was little old me behind it in my parka, mate. I was sitting there, I was getting soaked. But there was Pat Jennings and there was me on TV. Get in there. Come on, you Spurs.
One of the, if I could jump in there, one of the most phenomenal saves I've ever seen Pat Jennings make was he came out into his penalty area because we were playing Man City. And they had a striker there. You may or may not remember him, Francis Lee.
Francis Lee. Yeah. I didn't see a lot of him.
England played for England, burst into the area, and he stuck his bootlaces through the ball. Pat Jennings went out, one hand, stopped the ball at that height in midair with one hand. His hand didn't even go backwards, just went bang like a magnet. And Lee put his hands to his head, just couldn't believe it. That should have been a goal. But Jennings was such a good goalkeeper.
And distribution. Distribution.
Yes, where he placed himself as well. I was in that game as well when he scored the kick.
Just a little bit before I got to go. After that was a little bit before I got going.
I was sitting right behind him. He kicked this ball. It went up, bounced once over the top of what was his name?
Stepney.
Alex Stepney. And I met Alex Stepney about 8 years ago. They were celebrating being the first English club to win the European trophy. And I took this black and white sheet along with pictures of the guys, which included Stepney, and I wanted a signature under each one for this woman. She was dying of cancer. And she said, would I mind doing it? And I said, well, I'm a Spurs fan, really, but yeah, all right, not a problem. You know, she said, it's very kind of you. So I took it along, and I walked up to him. He said, oh, hello, young man, what can I do for you? He said, how long you supported us? I said, never. He said, what? I said, I'm a Spurs fan. He said, what's this for? I told him. He signed it, and he said, you know, he said, I always wanted to go to Spurs, but you had a man in goal there. He said that would never be this place. I said, what, Pat Jennings? Yeah. I said, I saw him score that goal kick against you. He put his hands on his head like that. He went, you weren't there. I said, right behind the goal. I saw him do it.
I mean, I met Pat Jennings once. I was invited years ago. We were doing the job in Cockfosters.
Yeah.
And we'd done the job early, so the people we were subcatching off took us to Tottenham in his box dinner as a treat to say thank you. And I think Alan Ginzine was there that night, so I met him. But I met Pat Jennings, and Lord man, his hands, I still can't get up. They were like out here. Hang on, let me get out here, sort of thing. And because my mother was from Northern Ireland as well, because we used to live we were next door neighbours to Jerry Armstrong.
Yeah.
I went to school with me and his kids were great friends, and because my mother's from Northern Ireland and him from Northern Ireland, he used to pop over with his wife to see us. But I said to Pat Jennings, my mum was from Northern Ireland, Armagh, and he sat down and gave me 15 minutes of his time.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do it.
No.
But he sat there and he was talking about Northern Ireland. I was asking him, what was it like to play with Georgie Best, and how did you find being Irish in England? And he was telling me some of the things he told me were just unbelievable. But he said, Bill Nick, Tottenham made him feel like he was at home.
Yes.
Gents, I've got a confession to make. And as I sent you in a message and I texted it last night.
We're going to record it, Alan.
Well, no, I made a promise to someone that I'd go on their stream at 12:30. And I've just seen the time. So I want to make sure that I don't want to let... I already accepted it before I asked you earlier. I apologise. That's right.
No, you're grand. You're grand. You do what you got to do, Alan.
Right, but I promise you, I will come back on, and hopefully we do that football thing. Yeah,
we definitely will.
Yeah,
right. Alan, you're disowned. No
or else.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kim. Sorry.
So who is it? What show?
Love you, Kim. I'm going on the L Talk with Chris.
Oh, right. Give him my best.
I will do. As I say, to be honest with you, I said to Ben last night, I'd only be able to come on for about 40 minutes today. But I'll send me the link for tonight if you can, and I will try and pop on as well for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're keeping it tonight. We're just keeping it like to Arthur. Arthur is the
Start the show.
Start of the show. And as we say, we do have Steve Perriman. We're keeping it as a surprise for Arthur, but now
Sorry.
Out the back.
Yeah.
We do have Steve Perriman coming on for 20 minutes.
2 minutes into the stream.
I know. I apologise.
2 bleeding minutes.
I wish you had said to me when we were in the back room, you horrible people.
But
take care, and I will see you all soon.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you, Alan. Thanks for coming on, sir.
Bye, Kim.
See you, Alan.
See you, Alan.
See you, Al.
Bye.
Do you know what, guys? It was Dad's birthday in January. And
yeah.
I won't say how old he turned, but the phone rang.
22.
I weren't at my flat that day. I was staying at Mum and Dad's. The phone rang, and Dad was on the phone for a good 15, 20 minutes to what I assumed was one of his friends. Well, you take up the story.
And it turned out it was Gary Mabbott. They're wishing me happy birthday.
Oh, wow.
My cousins is going to be really upset.
And so Ben, could you reach into my right-hand pocket?
Yeah.
There's some glasses here, thanks. And it turned out that I pinned him down to talk about Spurs, and I couldn't stop him.
It was generous with his time.
It was brilliant. It was just like I'd known him all my life. You know,
yeah. It's these older players, Arthur and Kim. I mean, you look at Garth Crooks and you look at Stevie Archibald, Glenn Hoddle, Chris Waddle, all them older players. They love the club because it's the club.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you couldn't see maybe Harry Kane's different, but you couldn't see Dele Alli or Harry Winks doing that, or any of the current team doing that.
If Harry Winks calls me on my birthday, I'm going to ask God why he's given me such a disservice. What have I done wrong?
Yeah.
I really like this guy.
Imagine Daniel Levy ringing you your birthday. Hi, this is Daniel Levy. Would you? You're going to a full-scale rant, wouldn't you?
Well, I think there would be two words if he phoned me. That one would begin with F and the other one would begin with O.
So it would be fudge off then, is that what you say?
Yeah, fudge off.
Arthur, I mean, what was it like to watch Jimmy Greaves play? I've always wanted to ask you that. What was he like? I mean, we all know he was a genius, but what was he like on the pitch?
Have you got all day, Dermot?
Yeah, I've got all the time in the world for you, Arthur. I mean, for me, you're a legend. You really are the legend of the Tottenham community.
Thank you very much. Jimmy Greaves, how can I say it? I mean, the man was a phenomenon.
Yeah.
He was a legend in his own time. The things that man couldn't do with a football, especially near goal, was just unbelievable. And all the players around him, when he joined Spurs. Before I go further, you know how he joined Spurs, don't you?
I heard the story that he was unhappy in Italy, and he met him in the toilet, didn't he? Bill Nick actually met him in the gents.
Right. It was at the airport.
Yeah, at the airport, and he went over there. They couldn't agree a deal with AC Milan. So then he said, "Can I speak to Mr. Greaves? We can't find him. We don't know where he is." So Bill Nick tracked him down. I think the story is they did the deal in the gents' toilets, basically.
And what it was, the story I heard, it went something like this. You know, hi Bill. Oh, hi Jimmy. How are you doing out there in Italy? Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I want to come back. Oh, how'd you fancy playing for Spurs? Straight away, the coin dropped. Bing. And this is the funniest part, was Jimmy thought he was going to be the first £100,000 player. Well, Bill paid £99,999, 19 shillings and 11pence, a penny short. He wouldn't make him the £100,000 player. But when he joined Spurs, I don't think any of us could believe it, you know. And I've seen that man do things on the pitch that I mean, I've seen him locked out of the game for something like 89 minutes, and the 90th minute, bang, goal. You know, he could turn the game on its head at the wink of an eyebrow, if you like. You know, he was just a phenomenal player, and he had that ability to lift the side around him if they were in the doldrums at all. And weren't playing that well, he'd get in, bang a goal in, and before you knew where they are, everybody's behind him, and the whole team sort of raised up 10 feet tall. You know, he's just an incredible player, and I've seen that man score goal. You've all seen the clip against United. Well, I was actually at that game. Wow. I watched him do that. He ran 60 yards. I forget how many tackles they took him up, but most of the team took it to the right, slid the ball to the left, and the goalkeeper didn't know where the hell he was. It just rolled into the back of the net. It didn't put his laces through it, just placed it. And he was such a skillful player, and goals came easy to him. You know, he was a natural goal scorer. Yeah. If there was a natural goal scorer born since football started, thank you. He was that guy. He was. I mean, God, what would he be worth today? I often ask myself that. A young Jimmy Greaves in our side today, 250 million, easy, and going up. Yeah.
I mean, for his right leg.
Yeah. Good morning, Barry, Phil, Grant, Seamus, Sean, Richard. Any more names shall we add to that list for you, sir?
You've got to add Solly to that list now.
I thought I've just seen that Alan was very rude to your show, so I thought I'll have to jump on to make sure that Shelfside Spurs are not like being thrown under the bus because Alan just thrown you guys under the bus. Sorry, guys, got to go on another stream. You know,
it's all right. You're grand.
I've just to let you know, I've dropped We Are Tottenham TV for you guys, so that's how big you guys are. Yeah,
we made it.
I was in the back room and I thought, no, I'm not having that, Alan. I'm coming on.
Well done, young man.
Yeah, we rarely are going down memory lane this morning. I'm loving this morning, and we've actually got another legend coming on. It is here's our Dorset correspondent, Mark Cousins.
Hey, Mark.
Somerset. Get it right.
Sorry, Somerset. So, I've always wanted to ask, how good was Bobby Smith? Because it was his birthday a little while back. I mean, you had the likes of Bobby Smith and who was the winger?
Oh, Terry Dyson.
Terry Dyson.
Oh, Cliff Jones.
Terry Dyson. I mean, Cliff Jones was quick as anyone, I think, in the 60s, wasn't he? But how good was Bobby Smith? A good striker? Because nobody really talks about Bobby Smith.
Bobby Smith we nicknamed him the Tank because especially when he played teams that we didn't like our friends up the road, he'd put the goalkeeper in the back of the net with the ball. You know, but in those days you could get away with it. But there was a great story about Bobby Smith. He'd been injured, and they were in for a cup final. So they holed up at a hotel in central London near Wembley, and very late in the evening, he decided he was going to get out of the hotel. Now, if you know anything about those days, you weren't allowed to get out of the hotel. Once you were in there, you stayed in there, and security was quite tight. But what he managed to do was tie bed sheets together, slide down 2 stories, travelled halfway across London to his doctor, injections in this dodgy knee that he had, came back, and Bill Nicholson said to him in the morning, "Morning, Bobby, how are you doing?" Oh, thanks very much, Bill. You know, I'm feeling fine. How's that knee holding up? Very good. I think I could play today. Well, we'll see about that. But he did play. He scored and laid on a goal, and that was with a banged up knee. That was Bobby Smith, and that was the nature of players then. Not like now. They're all pussies now.
Right, yes.
Mark, we all know who your favourite player is.
This is why I come on.
We all know you're a massive Aussie D-list fan, Dino. We all know you're big up for Aussie, right? So we know who you support.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I had to come on to have words with Arthur about speaking to Gary Mabbott.
I wonder, from Barry, who is your favourite player growing up, as a Spurs fan?
Well, obviously I'm slightly younger than you, gentlemen. So Ginola, Klinsmann, for me.
But if you could pick one player from history to come into your side, who would you pick?
Oh, Jimmy Greaves, 100%.
Hey.
100%. If he was here now on the pitches that they get to play on, then the amount of goals he would score would be insane. You know.
I met him. I met Jimmy Greaves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same here.
I'm from. I don't mind telling you where I'm from. I'm from Yeovil in Somerset.
Lovely.
Well, it's all right. My dad took me to White Hart Lane first, and then he took me to Yeovil. And I was a kid. And at the end of the game, he sent me on the pitch with a program, and it wasn't the Yeovil program. He said, "Go and get that man's autograph." Brilliant. So I went over to him. "Hey, mister, can I have your autograph?" And it was Jimmy Greaves when he played for Barnet.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it just that happens.
I was only about 7, I think.
We've got a comment here from Wembley One. It says, "Can we give a kudos to John Duncan? His goals kept us in the league in 75 and 76. He missed a lot of the 76, 77 through injury when we got relegated." I mean, how was John? I mean, I don't really remember seeing games with John Duncan in. I mean, what was he like as a striker, lads? I mean, especially like Mark and Arthur. What were they like? What was he? Was he good, or was he just an average player?
Johnny Duncan was a good player.
I was 6.
Yeah. He was a solid striker. You know.
I was minus 20.
And yeah, a very worthy player. A guy that was worth his slot in the Spurs side at the time.
Yeah.
But of course, when you compare him to the G-men, Greaves, Gilzean, then he would pale into somewhat significance.
Yeah.
Inferior in significance. The two G-men were the outstanding players of their time. Because Gilzean, I'm coming off of John Duncan because Gilzean's worth a discussion here. He was the first continental type British player that we ever had in the Spurs side. He used to float across the grass, you know, and he'd do things with the ball that we thought was nigh on impossible, unless you were watching, you know, the Continentals play. But him and Greaves were a dynamic duo. But that's after, of course, he played alongside, or later on, he played alongside Chivers. And for 2 seasons, because of Gilzean, his heads and his little flicks and touches, Chivers scored 40 goals a season for 2 years running, 2 seasons running.
Hell.
Yeah, that was just on his own. But that was Gilly. I used to call him the bald-headed eagle because he was so good in the air. He was just untouchable. And of course, he used to love Bob Wilson of the Gooners. And many a time I've seen him go for a ball, elbow out, and put Wilson in the back of the net. Hated him, absolutely hated him.
Barry, just very quickly, but I want to get your thoughts on the Conte, what he said the other night. What was your thoughts on it? Were you happy what he said, or were you mad at him, or do you think it's about time we've got a manager that's going to tell us the truth?
I don't have anything wrong with what he said. I think that we all agree that he's saying what we've all been saying. I think that there should have been, there needs to be something, some things need to be aired in public, and some things don't need to be aired in public. And at the moment, it's like we're airing our dirty laundry in public. And if you look at the photos from the training, they all look miserable as sin. So if they're sitting there and saying that it was to get a reaction from the players, well, it wasn't the reaction that he was hoping for.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, it's interesting. It's there's a lot going on. I don't think. Yeah, I think if he, again, it's timing. So the timing of other things that have come out from the club in terms of the Y word, in terms of the spur on the back of the badge, in terms of all these other things, it's timing. And I think, the timing was probably there after when the transfer window shut, because we can't do anything about it now. We can't sign anyone. We can't do anything now. So if that was the point, then why didn't we, speak about this 3 weeks ago? Because we weren't particularly playing amazing 3 weeks ago. It's like we've suddenly gone around and lost, we've just got smashed. I think the seeds have been planted for him to go and probably. Like I think Ben and Sim were saying, Conte was Levy's last Hail Mary. The only card, and it's a really last card. Really, is the only card he's got is bringing Poch back, because that's the only thing that the fans are going to be pleased about. But if that was the case, why didn't he stick with Poch all that time ago and spend all the money that he spent
I wouldn't be happy with
all of these managers on the rebuild that we needed 4 or 5 years ago?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you saying there, Ben?
I wouldn't be happy with Poch back, because Levy will do what he did last time, not give him any money and expect miracles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And why would Poch?
Levy papered over the cracks because of the lack of investment.
Yes.
Yeah, and why would Poch want to come back anyway?
No, he wouldn't.
Well, exactly. Not now.
No. I think Levy sold us up the river without a paddle. I really do. I honestly do, and I think as long as some fans are gullible enough to take the narrative that everything is grand, we're not grand. We're in debt to 700 something million.
Yeah.
We may have a great stadium, but that's all. And even that, I mean, I've been there once, and I did go, wow. I must admit, you have that wow thing. But
good as well, apparently.
I must admit, I had the big seats in the house next to Mr. Kaufman there. I mean, it was just, I've never seen a match like it where I could actually see the formations and everything. But we're not good enough. No. I'd rather have White Hart Lane and a successful side.
And I think, Dermot, the Poch boat has sailed.
Yeah, I do.
It's too much water under the bridge now. And if we let Conte go because of Levy's stupidity, then I think we're all fools for standing for it. We should be doing something, perhaps along the Daigle lines, or perhaps something close to, but not quite. But we ought to stop Levy in his tracks, because he's just ruining the club. He really is. And he's a property man. He's not a football man.
But that's why, to go on from the question, I'm happy we've got a manager. I mean, he can be seen as airing the dirty laundry, but for too long we've had managers that sort of pay lip service to
terrified.
Yeah, exactly. And now we've actually got an elite level manager who actually is quite happy to walk out on us and not have severance pay and whatnot, and he will just tell it like it is, and it takes Levy out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I think it's a wholly good thing.
Yeah, because Levy likes to be surrounded with his yes men.
Yeah.
Conte isn't a yes man.
Nor is Paratici even.
Yeah.
He hasn't got them. I mean, the last one was Steve Hitchin. He's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where you stand, Barry, on the Levy in, Levy out. I don't know where you stand in it. Where do you stand on that thing? Are you Levy in or Levy out, or are you sitting on the fence?
No, I'm Levy out. But I'm not sat on the fence, and I'm not trying to create divisions between the fans. like some certain people, which we all know who. But look,
God, shots fired.
shots fired. I was firing shots last night.
Where are you, Daigle?
Just tongue in cheek, which is what we do on Shelfside Spurs. It's a bit of tongue in cheek. We don't mean any harm by it, but we just like to fire a few shots out. Everyone knows who we're talking about. But look, I don't think, like you were saying, Poch coming back is the answer. But out of everyone else, I don't know really what the answer is, because by the looks of it, unless business is done in the first week of the transfer window, then, you know, if the miracle is that he's there, you know, Conte is still there by the summer, then you know, then that'll all unravel very quickly. And I think it is all set up for Zidane to go back to PSG. Obviously, United need to have something. United need to find a manager. So there's going to be a manager merry-go-round in the summer, because that's, you know, that then no one else is going to really change anything before then. So I think we've got until the summer, but we just need to back him. We just need to understand what he wants, and let's just go and do it. And we haven't spent the money. We've got the money. And look, if Conte goes, Kane goes, that's 100% going to happen. And then what's going to happen? It's going to be an absolute mess. And, you know, that's, you know, like you say, the timing's not great, but what he's saying is what we all think, right? So
yeah, it's like a fan, isn't it? It's like a fan speaking to us. He's like one of us.
Yeah.
And we, as much as Poch said he was one of us, he never really spoke out. Conte doesn't care. I mean, look how he left Chelsea. He slagged them off to death in that press conference when he left. And then
the amount of money that he's getting paid, he could just sit there like the players are doing, or some of the players are doing, getting paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a week and just playing and just turning up and going through the motions. He doesn't want to go through the motions. He's a, you know, you look at his win percentage. We've just wrecked his win percentage in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? So he doesn't like losing. He doesn't want to lose, and he sat there. He's almost like, I don't know what to do anymore with this bunch of players. I can, you know, the same thing. Poch put his arm around them. Nuno didn't say much. Mourinho called them out. We're saying all these things, and it's not working. So what will work, you know?
Yeah.
Barry, can I step in and answer that?
Yeah, I was just going to ask what your thought of that, actually. And I'll start with you, Arthur. Then I go to you, Ben. Then you go to you, Mark. And then I'd love to get Ben and Kim's views in it. But go on, sir. You start.
My view is that they've all got to go.
Yeah.
We've got to go back to what Poch said. And let's face it, they were playing crappy up until the end of Poch's sacking. So we'd had the best out of them under Poch. And the same sort of players are still here in the squad.
Mm-hmm.
And we're playing with a dodgy hand, if you like. These players will never get better.
No.
Right? The only way is down with these players. And if we don't watch out and get rid of the whole bloody lot and start over again with someone like Conte, we are not going to get where we need to be, one, where we should be, two, where we ought to be. And at the end of the day, we've got to take the broom and sweep clean and start from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. Mark, what do you follow on from anything you want to say? Follow on from Arthur, what he said?
We never asked me whether I was leaving out or not.
Oh, you leaving out? Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you out. But are you leaving out?
Well, it all started from me.
Are you leaving out?
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, Ben. Yeah, leaving out.
It all started for me when he never backed Poch.
Yeah.
We needed. He told him. You give me 2 or 3 players, I'll win you the league. What happened? That was them 3 transfer windows. We never bought nobody.
Yep.
So, to me, I'm done with him. You know, I've been what am I? 51. I'm 51. And apart from the 80s, I've seen nothing. You know, the 80s was a good decade.
Yeah.
Well, 91, obviously. Arthur, I don't like you because you spoke to my hero.
Greavesy.
Anyone who doesn't know, I would just say why, Gary. It was March 1991. I was in hospital, and they told me I had type 1 diabetes.
Oh, sorry about that.
There you go. You're on injections for the rest of your life. May that year, Gary Mallett lifts the FA Cup. And he is and always will be my absolute hero. What he done for me back in them times, 1991, he lifted me out of the doldrums. You know, I thought, well, if he can do it, and I was a Spurs fan, I thought I can do it.
Yeah.
Hang on, there's someone at the door. I will be back.
Yeah.
What
do you say to this one from True Sets 3 here, Arthur and Ben and Kim? If we beat Moore at Chelsea anytime, Southampton, Wolves, Burnley, he wouldn't be crying. He deserves some of the blame. He is the manager. The results fall on him. He's supposed to be such a legend. What do you say to True Sets 3?
No, I don't think he's got 8 points there.
But he's got rotten tools. He's got rotten tools. You try and beat Chelsea with Harry Winks in midfield.
The simple answer is this. A craftsman is only as good as his tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the tools we've got in our box are absolute rubbish.
Yeah. That's something my father said to me years ago when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that saying in years. Yeah.
It's as true today as it was then.
It was. I bring Barry, Phil Grant. I love that Barry, Phil Grant, Shaman shot. I think that's genius.
He's got next, or Jaime, or
me.
We've got Ranjit. We've got Ranjit is the new one from Bob Spur last night. Ranjit. So.
Making his debut as well.
Making his debut this morning, Mr. Bobby. Hey, how are you, sir? Thank you for joining us.
What took so long? I just logged in about an eighth of a second ago.
I'm sorry. I'll be quicker next time, I promise.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? How's everybody? Ben, how you doing? I'll take a triple espresso. It's 7:30 in the morning over here, please. Yeah. Good morning, gentlemen. It's nice to meet Mark Dermott. It's finally nice to see you in person and have a chat with you there. Barry, Phil, Sean, I see you getting a little Indian flavor at the end there with a Ranjit. Very nice. And King Arthur himself. How you doing, Ben? And is that Kim?
Yep.
Oh, hey, how are you?
How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Nice to see everybody. I just heard what you guys were talking about. I was lying around there, and I thought, it gives me a little inspiration to get my ass out of bed and jump on and get my fix of streaming for the day and speak to you, lovely folks. So
it is quite addictive once you get going.
You know what though? But I'm. My only gripe with your show is how early it starts. If you guys could just start about an hour later, it really works much better with my time slot. So,
the pubs are open.
Yeah, the pubs are open.
That's your fault. You live in Canada, not ours.
I'm sorry. Actually, Ben, I have to disagree with you. It's my parents' fault because I was actually born in Leicester and I was only 4 months old when I came over, so I didn't have much say in the matter.
Probably correct.
You're a Canuck now.
I would have put up a fight if I was you, Bobby. Said, right, I'm not going. Throw strop. I ain't going anywhere.
I tried, but they wouldn't listen. But the way I look at it is, Dermot, I've got the best of all worlds because when the World Cup is on, it's come on England, and then World Cup of cricket's on. It's go India. World Cup of hockey, it's come on Canada, eh? So it's might as well just make the best of everything. Like this situation right now, we have to look at trying to make the best of the situation we have currently, even with Conte's words. One thing that my darling cousin who pushed me onto Spurs in the first place said to me yesterday when we were speaking is that you got to look at Klopp when he came in. They finished 8th. So I don't want to completely lose hope in the situation in terms of what's happening. But like Nick was already saying, it's the way he kind of said what he said and the timing of it. Like nothing can be changed right now. So there's no point, like they said, crying over spilt milk. You got to kind of get on with it. And yeah, but that's all it is. It's just money, money, money. But we all know this. Now we're seeing it. In reality, for me, it started with when he sacked Yule. When he got rid of Martin Yule and showed what his true character was. And I believe we finished 5th that year as well. And I still remember hearing the story of the way Joel found out was from Berbatov. Berbatov came up to him on the bench, put his arm around him, and just said, "I'm sorry, boss." And to which Joel had no idea what he was talking about. And then he found out afterwards through media and everything. Then he found out from Levy. I'm like, you piece of filth.
Yeah, I mean, that was the turning point as far as I'm concerned. That's when I just thought, I just don't like who's in charge of my club at the moment.
100%. I don't think anybody does, Kim. I think there's the only people that really can say that they're happy with Levy in charge are, I don't want to say it too negatively because I don't want to insult anybody, but would be a businessman, a proper financial institution business guy that works with the banks or anything, that only looks at what he's done in a financial situation. Hey, way to go. You've profited so much. From what you bought the club for 21 years ago to what you want $3 billion now.
Yeah.
My God.
Bobby, I'll tell you what, an interesting side issue is I'd love to know who his PR team is, because he keeps making PR gaff after PR gaff, and you just think, what are you doing? What are you doing here? It's stuff.
Well, it's always smoke screen.
I'll tell you right now, Kim, I know who it is. My little one on this side here, he is 11 years old now, and what it is, it's they're doing a class project called Media Team, and Tottenham is using them for free. It must be, because it can't be anybody with, I shouldn't be saying this is my own son I'm talking about now, but with a little bit of sense, like your time, and even that, the timing. Yeah, it's like Daigle has been preaching on the other channels, where it just seems like there's no cohesion, there's no communication in the club itself.
Read the room a little bit more, please.
Yeah, but there's no common sense either.
Yeah.
No, I mean, in the balance of balancing up an argument, you got to have two sides to every argument, and to balance it off. Sean makes a good point here. And sometimes you've got to play devil's advocate, or sometimes you've got to see it from the other person's point of view.
Yeah.
He says Conte gets a free pass for some people. It's either the player's fault or Levy's fault. Then what's the point of paying 50 million for a manager if it was never their fault?
But
I mean,
in that situation, though, then it's Poch's fault, it's Mourinho's fault. You can't blame all 4 managers for a crap bunch of players.
That's right.
Or the 16 or 15 they've had since they took over the club.
It's all the players' fault. They throw the manager under the bus. The players have too much power.
Players are just not good.
Dermot, can I just step in there?
Yeah, of course you can.
Sean,
I just want to say thanks, Sean, for that comment. And I understand where Sean's coming from.
That man talks a lot of sense.
He does.
I'd like to answer
big up, Sean.
I'd like to answer Sean on that.
Mm-hmm.
Conte doesn't get a free pass from me, certainly, right? The reason I don't blame him is because he's been given a bunch of rubbishy old tools to try and do something with. He was on a loser player-wise right from day one, like some of the other managers we've had in prior to him. So at the end of the day, you have to point it at Levy and you have to point it at the players, because Conte, as we all know, knows what the hell he's talking about. He gets them to try and play to a system. If they don't do that and they lapse, whose fault is it? Conte doesn't play on the park. He tells them how they've got to play on the park. And when they don't do it, it's their fault.
But my only issue with that, Arthur, is that it seems like he's trying to do the square peg round hole thing, because it seems like he's set in his ways in terms of the formation he wants to use, regardless of the fact, knowing he doesn't have the personnel to fill those gaps. He doesn't have the players to fill those positions. And again, yes, it is partially to blame at him, because one thing I said yesterday, and I know it's true, if we had gone 4 out of 5 games with 4 losses from Mourinho, Nuno, Mason, we would be calling for their heads in a heartbeat. But because it's Conte, it's not a free pass, but we do question, what are you doing then that's not getting the results out of these guys? Because we've just got to go back a short time where we won, was it, 8-9 league games in a row before we finally lost to Chelsea.
Right. Whilst I
so
hear
why the wheels fell off, where and how?
Right. Whilst I hear what you say, and it's a very reasoned argument, you've also got to realise that he was given a bad hand before kickoff, i.e. before he started with the club. It must have been explained to him. He thought he could do something with them. but I think he's now found out what a useless bunch they are. And the whole thing is, I said it before and I'll say it again. We go back to Poch's time when he said to Levy, we need to rebuild, right? He got the sack for saying that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we still need to rebuild. Nothing has happened.
I disagree, Arthur. We don't need to rebuild. We need to build.
No, we do need to rebuild. Believe me.
We need more than a rebuild now.
No, that's what I'm saying. We don't need a rebuild. We need a full build. Rebuild.
Can I just say something? I just want to jump in here. John Fitzpatrick, Sean is entitled to his opinion like anyone else is on this channel.
Yeah.
He's a Spurs fan at the end of the day, and he's entitled to his opinion as much as I am, as much as Arthur is, Kim, Ben, Mark, Bobby, and the man next to Bobby's Barry is.
But not Red.
So please show respect.
It needs to be locked up for the benefit of humanity.
But please show respect.
I think a lot of us do, Kip.
Show respect to Sean in the chat. He is entitled to his opinion, and a lot of what he says does make sense. But
it's how you view the situation.
Yeah, exactly. But please show Sean respect. He is entitled to his opinion.
Yeah. He knows his stuff about money.
Yeah. And he's a value member of the Spurs community, and he's a value member of the YouTube community as well. So please show Sean respect, Sean. John, big up to your marriage brother, but show Sean respect, please.
Because this is the thing, and I said this to Nick actually recently, that this is why I love being a part of this community and going around to all these different channels and getting my opportunity to speak and say how I feel from my perspective. And then listen to your perspective. And there's the legend. Good morning, Bob Spur.
Yeah,
good morning, Bob.
And I'll say it for you, Bob, because you're not here right now. Hopefully you chime in, but piss off. But I did it with my Canadian accent, of course, so it's different. And I'm learning slowly. I'm getting there. I'm getting the wheels turning here. It's all perspective. And the thing is, I'm not going to sit here and claim that just because I've been a fan for 30 years, I know all and be all about this club. There are so many things that just in the recent month I've learned watching all of you guys and speaking to you that I've realized how ignorant I am to my lack of knowledge regarding Tottenham and players and past and how things have been done and everything. And that's what I like about this. This community gives me the forum and the ability to not only get more education, but to get stuff off my chest as well from my perspective. Mr. K, there he is. Leave you out. And it's like you said, Dermot, everybody should be able to have their 2 cents, and us all just respect each other's opinion. We've got enough animosity, aggression, and negativity surrounding our club, which affects our lives personally because we love these guys so much that we don't need to have this animosity, anger, and negativity towards each other. It just doesn't make any sense, right? So, sorry, I just wanted to add on to that, Dermot, what you were saying there. So,
yeah, I mean, we should all be sticking together, not fighting amongst ourselves.
Absolutely.
Especially
we're
right
stronger together. We're all together when we got sugar out, all right? And we all stuck together then. Yes, being a Spurs fan can be frustration, but we've all got to stick together. We all love this club. So let's all stand together, shoulder to shoulder, and march forward together. Because together we are stronger, weaker when we're apart.
100%.
And that's my whole idea of it.
Yeah,
As I've always said, cut me in on navy blue and white.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the issue, right? The club, the media, and everyone else is trying to divide the fans. That's what they're trying to do. And this is the problem. And us as fans need to realise this is what they're doing. And we all need to come together. Forget what everyone's opinion is. If I hate Levy or love Levy or whatever,
that's your choice.
Sean, we love you, Sean, as well. Yeah, we know people vent. They normally vent at you. I think you enjoy it slightly, but but we enjoy listening to you. I watched Sean's show the other week, and just to watch it to see what is tonight. You learn things from everyone, right? So, but we need to all be together. At the end of the day, the love that we have, whether we leave you in, leave you out, it's Spurs.
We don't know anything but rest.
He's just the worst.
You know,
Except against phallic parts from naval. What's it called?
You've become one of our best friends, Ben.
Big up, Rez.
Yeah, good old Rez.
I say, look, it's early, guys. Sean, John, just get together, hug it out, go to Ben's, have a coffee, man.
Yeah.
Sit down and have a coffee because now going off Spurs here, but I was showing the wife the channel this morning while I was watching it in bed there and everything, and she goes, "Oh, where are they? Where are they?" So that's their coffee shop. And where is it exactly, Ben?
He lives in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Now, where's your coffee shop, Ben?
No, where's your coffee shop?
He's just the truth sets free.
He's a good guy.
He's not listening. He's not listening.
Ben's not listening.
Ben's not even listening. That's a direct conversation, one-on-one. Ignore the other 5 people here, and the one person I'm speaking to doesn't listen to me.
Yeah,
Ben, I've got a wife. I don't need you to treat me like that. I can go back upstairs to her.
Get purchased now, Bobby K.
Hey, the truth will set you free, like he says.
Bobby K, the tissues are on their way.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got lots of them. It's been 21 years of marriage, so and 30 years of Spurs. So I've got a stock in Kleenex, the company over here. I was just asking, where is the coffee shop?
It is in Woodford, in Redbridge, which is just on the border between Essex and East London.
Okay, so my wife is from Greenford, and that's where I'm normally visiting. So how far is that from there, roughly? Yeah, Middlesex, yes.
Quite far. You
Really?
have to come into London and come out again. Yeah, at the end of the Central Line.
Yeah, but through, like, I could just hop on a train and come over there. And
Yeah, a couple of trains maybe.
I'm a transit guy, so this is what I do over here for my job. So I don't mind hopping on trains and stuff. But
Dad and I have got to shoot off soonish to make it to the hospital to go see my Bobby. So
big up, Bob.
Big up, give him all our best there. And I just realized that Arthur is Kim's dad, so we do learn something new every day.
I'm just trying to find where that comment is. Where is it? Yeah, Bob. From all of us here, we wish you a speedy recovery. We really
100%.
do. We can't wait to see you back on YouTube again. And can I just say, big up to Kim and Arthur. I mean, they're the 2 loveliest people you ever wish to meet. They really are. And also to Bob, you were a great support of mine in the early days of this channel and always there to help. And we all love you very much. And we can't wait to see you back on YouTube again. And, you know, I think this is the first time he's actually commented on the show when I've actually been here. So for me, that's a big thrill for me this morning, seeing that comment come up. I feel that I finally made it. When Bob comments on your show, you know you've made it on YouTube. So
tell you to piss off, Dermot.
I can't wait for him to say that to me.
I think when he comes on the show, you've made it. But when he tells you to piss off,
you've really made it.
Then you're in the circle.
Guys, we better love you and leave you now because we're on a time limit to get back to the hospital.
Please wish him our best, Kim.
Yeah,
take care, Arthur. Good to see you again.
From everyone here. Yes,
thanks
sir.
for allowing me to come on your show.
No problem. And we can't wait to see you on tonight. And
what time is that, Dermot?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
So what time?
Good morning, everybody.
One second, they're talking.
Hello, darling. No, it's
hi.
Hey.
Oh, here. They're saying hi. Let me take the headphones out.
Good morning.
Come over here. Come. They're saying hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So that's Arthur. That's Kim's dad. And then Kim is Bob Spur's missus. And then that's Ben Kaufman that I was telling you at the coffee shop. There's Dermot. And there's Barry, Sean, Phil, Sean. That's the guy with 30 names. And this is Alan up here. I just met him today. So this is the coffee shop one I was telling you about. Remember I was showing you and saying Mommy wants to go to that coffee shop, right?
Yeah. I'm Father Christmas.
So that's Father Christmas. There you go. He said he's Father Christmas.
It's not Hasidic.
It's just, he supports Tottenham. Now you know Santa supports Tottenham. That's why you get such good gifts.
See you later, Sean.
See you later, Sean.
Leave you out.
Thanks for that. Sorry, I didn't mean to let him interrupt you. But go ahead, Kim. You were saying?
Big up, Truthy. Oh, I don't know. Who knows what I was going on about? But yeah, we've got a lot of leaving now, guys. So
Arthur,
see you later.
Arthur,
sir,
get Gary to phone me.
Get him to phone me and
Bob.
Yeah.
Bob.
I have met him, and he's the loveliest bloke I've ever met.
You're so generous.
I went
Mr. Mabbott?
Oh,
I went to Wheelsden, which is a long way from me, and I met him with Eric Torsvet and Paul Stewart.
yeah.
Yeah, he had like a talk thing. I don't know.
Shall I upset you now?
Yes, go on then.
I used to drink every
You're gonna
lunchtime
kick the ball,
with
close the door.
Paul Stewart, Gazza, David Howes, and Steve Sedgley.
You want a cup of tea, Cedric?
I'd love to meet Gaza.
I'll tell you a few stories there about that sometime.
Yeah.
I've heard he's a really nice guy.
Oh yeah.
But
Gazza
everyone,
would like his drink.
Arthur will be back tonight with us doing our Bill Nick special. I mean,
Yes, I will watch.
I cannot wait to hear Steve Perriman and Arthur talking about Bill Nick. I'm just going to sit back, get the popcorn, and
Oh,
just.
is that today? You guys are having the Perryman show.
Huh?
Today is the Perryman show.
Yeah, we've got them on for 20
Nice.
minutes.
And sorry,
So-
what time are you doing that, Dermot?
8 o'clock.
So it's 3 p.m.
8 p.m.
Eastern.
3 p.m. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, right when I start work. It's
International relations. Ben
Yeah.
Hoffman.
And then he's on your show, Barry, then next week, isn't he?
Next
Oh no,
Thursday.
Rez is here. No.
Oh, God. Rez
Oh
is here.
no.
Rez is the worst, absolute worst.
I just want to say, guys, thank you very, very much
nobody heard anything.
for today and for this evening coming up.
No problem. It's our pleasure, Arthur. It's our
not
pleasure.
often I get
You are a
excited, but,
legend.
You know, talking to one of my heroes.
Or is that the
Right.
caffeine?
Yeah, it could be caffeine, yeah.
Probably the caffeine.
But it's always a pleasure to have you on, Arthur and Kim, as well. God bless you both.
Love it. See you
Have a
later,
great
guys.
day.
Love you lot.
See you
All our
later.
best.
Thank
You're
you.
right,
Yeah,
Never
we're
really.
welcome. If Rez wants to pop in, the link is actually in the chat, Rez. So if you want to pop in as well as Mr. K.
You might need to repost it because it's probably pretty high now. When I went
Yeah.
on to join it, it was like right at the top of the screen for me, so it might have
Yeah.
disappeared now.
So I'll put
I'll
that
sort
in
that out.
there.
Ben, have you put Arthur and Kim's P45 in the post?
I don't suck anyone. Except for Levy.
Right, we'll go through some of these comments here, Benny, quickly.
Yeah.
See you, Arthur.
Oh, it's still up there.
Go on, Bobby. Read out some of these comments for us.
Oh, sure.
Cheerio.
I hope you
cheerio.
get a parking space. Harlow Hospital is a nightmare for parking.
Yeah.
I guess that's for Kim and Arthur. But Ben, you better relay that message. Enoch out, 100%. John, I don't think there's anybody wants them in here. Levy out. Anybody disagreeing with this guy?
No. True
Rez.
Sets Free. Just very quick. True Sets Free. I will put the link in for you asked for the donation link. I'll put it back into the chat for you, so it's there for you. You asked for it the other day, so I will put it back in for you in a minute.
Yeah,
Well,
how come you can't do super chats on your channel?
No, we're not that big.
Oh, I'm new to all this. So is it once
Yeah,
you
you
get
have
a certain
certain amounts
number?
of
Yeah, we've got a Patreon where you become member, and also we've got our own PayPal where people can donate. But no, we're
Yeah,
not
I
as big.
donated a tenner of that as well.
I know you did. Thank you. Yeah, that's why you're allowed into the club.
Oh, is that right? Is it? Oh, you got to pay. Is this like a? This is like Stringfellows, is it?
I haven't
Yeah.
paid yet, so I must have got in some sort of a back door here.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And Resident was in the building. Hello,
There he
sir.
is. Good
Morning,
morning,
Red.
Red.
How are you this morning, sir?
Good. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you. Loud and clear.
Excellent. Very good. Your destruction is at hand.
Oh,
Now
that's
Rez is
just
here. I can't promise that I'll behave myself.
But before we do that, let's talk about Tottenham.
No, let's not.
I'm just going to
No,
the UN to get a resolution for you, Rez. So hang on, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. All right, I'm just going security council to get a resolution.
Rez, why do we need to talk about Tottenham? We had a lovely evening last night. I don't think
Yeah.
we spoke about them in the 2.5 hours. I think we must have mentioned them for about 10 minutes. And we had
And
a
it was
great time.
magical.
Yeah, it was a magical show.
Yes, it was wonderful.
Wonderful.
We talked about lots of different things,
Marble schlongs.
Yes, precisely. Things of that nature. We talked about club badges. We talked about referees. We talked about all sorts of things. Sup Tiago, and Mr. K. Hello. Yes, and everyone basically. Hello to everyone. So yeah, it was a lot of fun last night. I would heartily recommend everyone who wants a little bit of sort of a salve to their wounded hearts to go and have a watch. It was a lot of fun.
Or Rez will destroy you.
Unless you give me 1 million.
Doesn't work with the beard, Ben.
1 bajillion, bafillion, shabalabaloo. Dollars.
So yes. Sorry, I played.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to UN now over you, Rez. Right, I'm definitely going to get resolution.
You have to forgive me. Technically at work at the moment, I will probably have to drop off at some point because I've got a meeting.
I need to wrap up well soon because I've got.
We will wrap up in a minute because I've got a lot of preparation for tonight's show. Ben needs to make more coffee. Rez needs to go and work out how he's going to take over the world.
Oh no!
I've got 4 hours free here, guys. So this isn't, your timing is really not aligning with me. So we're gonna have to come up with a better schedule.
Yeah, I think we do. Yeah.
Bobby's
going to take over the whole of YouTube. Just do it on his terms. And then...
No, like Nick already said, I'm just whoring myself out to whatever channel will let me come on for a few minutes.
No, they can all go, right? And then we can just stay here and just chat shit for as long as we can. Obviously, with the small gap while I talk to my boss at my usual weekly meeting.
You don't talk shit to your boss?
I do, but he's a Chelsea fan, so.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Don't end
that.
Quickly, Ben, change it.
Yeah. It is problematic. It is problematic to sort of have a Chelsea fan as a nominal boss. Obviously, I'm taking over the world, so I don't have a boss. But while my sort of secret plans that I haven't told anyone about proceed, obviously I have to play the game and pretend that I'm actually just a lowly wage slave. Whereas, yes,
like us all.
Exactly. While I plot to kill you all, or have you sort of chained in the punishment vats.
Wait a minute. After that statement, didn't you say you're coming here in 2 months?
Yes, I am. That's to recruit.
Okay.
You need some Mounties.
Yes. You see, this is the thing. What you don't realize is that my plan to take over the world is actually under the aegis of the Empress of Distraction. Who I'm not going to tell you who that is, other than to say she's blonde.
It's Guguma.
Guguma isn't the Empress of Distraction. She's the Princess of Distraction. She is in the second tier. You see, the Empress of Distraction is the blonde one that was on just before me.
Oh bloody hell! I wonder she's sowing seeds.
Yes. Well, this is it. See, I am actually the High Priest of the Brotherhood of Reznor. Right, and if you please me, you will be inducted into the Brotherhood as an acolyte, and if you displease me, you will be sent to the punishment vats.
Rez, when you're here, I'm just going to take you for a pint, mate. How does that work? Which side do I end up on?
Excellent.
I'm good then. Okay, good.
Yes, you can acolyte.
Bobby, I'm coming with you.
Come on over, gentlemen. Anytime, if you're ever over
can I just say,
Toronto side, please let me know.
Can I just say, as a person from Ireland, we are a neutral country. We don't get involved in any problems. So we just sit here and just watch everyone else just making mistakes. We're neutral.
As Canadians, I like to say that we try that, but our government likes to screw it up for us.
Yeah, so in this exception, I will be joining Rez's organisation, and I will be joining Bobby with a pint with him, so it keeps us sweet.
We appreciate your neutrality, Dermot. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, all shall fall before us.
Yeah, but let's get one thing straight here. Many people have tried to take us over, and they have failed. So you're in a long list of people that have tried and not worked. So bring it on, sir.
Could you do me a favor, Dermot? Get one of these people that has tried to take you over to take over the club instead, please.
Yeah.
Instead of worrying about the country, let's just get Tottenham taken over, please. Just get eating out. Not that many people. It's easier.
Put this up, which I think is a bloody classic. I shouldn't really laugh.
Oh wow, Bob!
Why do you think it's Rez? It's just the English pronunciation of Russ.
Rus.
Yeah.
Can I also say, and I think this goes for all of us, our thoughts and prayers for the people of Ukraine at this time, just very quickly.
The people of the world, being honest.
Yeah.
But one thing I say, can I just ask this question? Just so I can adjust my plans accordingly.
Yeah.
If I was to offer, universal cabbage and bacon to everyone in Ireland, would that ease the wheels of my conquering?
Not really, because we'd just chuck it straight back at you.
What if you get what if Rez
throws away bacon
for the rest of your lives?
No, you haven't offered us the one thing we love. That we're
Guinness.
You already have that. Okay, I promise we won't close
Even
down
I know that, Rez. I'm all the way over here.
How about that? We won't close down the Guinness brewery. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll close down the one in Nigeria because apparently this is actually true.
It is true.
The best Guinness in the world is obviously in Ireland, but there's one other brewery, Guinness brewery around the world that produces Guinness that comes close to the quality of Irish Guinness, and that's in Nigeria. Apparently it's the water. The sort of specific alkalinity or acidity of the water makes for perfect Guinness, or almost perfect Guinness. So, yes.
And that, ladies and gentlemen,
You can't offer me cabbage and bacon. What are you going to offer me? Salted sandwiches? Chicken soup?
No, it'll be kosher bacon.
Doesn't exist, mate.
I actually wonder, lads. I wonder is this how the prime ministers and the presidents actually get round the table when they're sorting out problems? Talk about
sandwiches.
We're living the experience right now, Dermot. This is what they do. This is better than the UN Council sitting down right here.
Johnson, have a bit of cake, lads. Yeah, come and have a bit of cake.
That's it.
Do you know what? I would
cake
love
saves the world
to be like that. That would be amazing.
It would.
Like fairy cake, Vladimir.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Mr. Johnson. Oh darling, I'll have a pink one, please.
Just with the caveat, he's saying, guys, just remember, this is not a party. Just tell them it's not a party. In case you ask.
Yeah, and we are socially distanced as well.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Minix. Even though it's near Easter.
Whoa, hey. We are in different parts of the world here. And we've got Bobby in Canada, me in Ireland, Ben in Woodford, Mark in Somerset, Barry and Rez in London somewhere.
Somerset. I used to live in Somerset.
Which part?
Frome.
That's not too far from me. I'm in Yeovil.
Yeah, Frome. Yeah,
I'm in Yeovil.
Okay. I was very little when we
This is the United Nations of Tottenham, where we all discuss Tottenham matters. The United Nations of Tottenham.
Absolutely.
Which has just turned a little bit shelf-side Spurs-like in the last 10 minutes since Rez came on. It's just gone a bit random.
To be honest, I have to say, Nick, I'm actually a little bit disappointed that I had to come on and do that. Right? We agreed, okay, that SSS, when they go on another stream, they try to convert, but you didn't. And Alan was on earlier as well.
Alan came on, Rez. He left very abruptly, very rudely to go and join another stream. So then I jumped on because I felt that we were our name was gonna be dragged through the mud of look at these guys, they go onto streams, they just leave when they want, do whatever they like, cause mayhem. I mean, we do, but I didn't want them to think that. So I thought I'd be polite and join and and then because I knew, Rez, that you were going to come on and just crank it up a gear. So I had to sow the seeds, make sure the viewers were happy because they were, they were in uproar in the comments that Alan had to leave. So I had to smooth it over and then just
I do appreciate that.
They just let you in, Rez, with the link, and then our work here is done.
I clicked on the link, Rez. I was right in. I couldn't believe it.
That.
No backdoor screening, no nothing.
No. Well,
no waiting, no queue, no nothing. It was great. But to be fair, in Alan's defense, as soon as he left, he did send me a message on WhatsApp and said, look, I'm jumping out. Get in there with Barry and give him a hand because Rez is busy right now. I said, all right, this is a great way for me to make my debut and get to see these guys now.
Kim and Arthur came in, so I didn't have to do anything. It's been the easiest show I've ever done.
Nick, what do you reckon? Do you reckon we should recruit Bobby into Shelfside Spurs'?
Yeah, I think
plan?
so. I think there's a. I
That's
think
my
there's a
last
more-
debut left to make.
Well, I was thinking of recruiting him into TTG, so we're going to have a bit of a debate here, lads.
No, he
Well,
can do
there's no
both.
debate. There's no debate, though. If I'm honest, the deal's signed. It's signed, sealed, and done.
No, you can have him.
Bobby, we'll talk to you privately. Ben, offer him some lovely coffee.
Yeah, you can have him, but just realize that he is an SSS sleeper agent.
Yep.
While he
That's what he is, right?
Hey,
Okay.
Careful,
Well,
Rez. It's okay when you say that
trying
stuff,
to
but
give
when
you
you say
Bobby
the brown
Kane, they're
guy's your
trying to
sleeper agent, we might have problems.
They're trying to give you Bobby and then nick me because I'm actually on the shelf side. They want another player from the shelf side in the shelf side, so they're trying to give you.
This show is very.
You guys are doing better business than Levy does.
Yeah,
Yes.
this show is very rapidly turning into one of these free-for-all shows that Coover and Phil used to do.
it's called the Shelfside Spurs effect.
Yeah.
The reality is, though, guys, if we stick to strictly speaking about Tottenham, all of us are not going to leave this channel with a smile on our faces.
No.
Very quick, I just want to ask a very quick question before we do wrap up and go. UEFA have moved the Champions League final from Russia to Paris.
Oh, really?
Just a very quick decision. Start with you, Ben. The right decision, yes or no?
Yes. I'm just happy it's not at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with Levy rubbing his hands together and then Chelsea winning the European Cup at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and then rubbing their hands saying, at least I've got a trophy there.
Or Man City.
Or Man City.
Yeah.
You know?
Mark, you happy UEFA moved the Champions League final?
Yeah, well, it can't be in Russia, surely. Not at the moment.
No.
No.
Bobby?
I don't see why they couldn't come and do it in Canada, but yeah, I'm glad they did it.
Yes.
Yeah, no, definitely, especially just like Mark said, simple.
The European Champions League in North America. That's
in the colonies.
Well, they're having the World Cup is going to be split between the US here and Mexico. What is that, 2026?
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's okay. But the European Champions League or US.
Yeah, European Championships in North America. Let's just, the world's going crazy anyways, Rez. Let's just add to the madness.
They weren't, were they? They were.
Rez, can I just say very quickly, this is the true sets freeze, just, saying it all. You'll never beat the Irish, the Americans, you just never will. We will not fall to your barbarism.
Well, that's wrong.
Your
right.
You'll never take us over.
Time for an impromptu.
More bacon, Rez.
It's time for an impromptu rant. It's not about beating you, yes. It's about bringing you under our will by whatever means are necessary.
Okay? Can I just say something to you? There's a little country
through bribery, because we may not necessarily be able to take you by force of arms, but we know which buttons to push.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, a little country tried that back in the 1918-19, and we sort of kicked your ass. One fella did actually in 12 men.
I'm not of any country. I am of the world.
Yeah, well, you try coming into Ireland saying that, we'll just send you back wherever you came from.
Anyway, my view on Canada hosting the UEFA.
Yeah, thanks.
yes, Nick, go on.
Is almost like Tottenham hosting the Super Bowl. It's the same ridiculous.
Hey, Mr. Ireland, good morning, man.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. But if it can happen over there, Nick, why can't we flip the script and have it
I'm just switching my
hosted
camera,
over here?
I'm still here.
We can.
Is it 2026? The World Cup in Canada?
2026.
Canada, US, Mexico. Yeah. So I think it's I don't understand the full structure of the way the games are going to be played and everything, and what games are going to be played. Or it's more of a lottery system, and you don't know what teams you can. So that's why I've kind of been hesitant to throw my name in for lottery tickets and stuff like that, or however
Canada
it's going to
will
work.
have one group game, which will be Nigeria against someone else.
Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt, and then Mexico will have some warm-up game and not even any part of the main tournament, and all of the games will be in America.
Yeah, the main ones probably. Yeah.
It'll be like when it's here and
what-
Wembley gets the semi-finals and the final.
Yeah,
So,
and you know what though, I can understand that because when you look at what they have You know, Brian Ireland just stole it right from me before I even said it. Thanks, Brian.
Bloody
I was going to say,
Brian.
when you look at the facilities they have and the stadiums that they have, they're just absolutely outstanding. I don't think we can really compete with that. But we do have some nice ones up here as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. It'll be good.
It's been done before. It's been you've had international tournaments that have been done in more than one country before. So it's not without precedent. And there's time to sort of build facilities if needed within places. So it's not.
Well, they're still building them in Qatar. Jeez. That's going to be can't wait till November for that one.
Don't start Rez on that, Bobby, please. Otherwise, we'll be here till 3 o'clock.
Have you never watched Shelfside Spurs, Bobby? If you say the word
Bobby, what have you done?
No, I'll hold off.
Sorry, Barry. It's early over here. The hamster's not fully on the wheel yet. He's got half the body's on, half his hanging on.
Let's not.
You know what I'm missing, actually, Ben? I'm missing the.
Thank you. Come on. Thank you, Ben.
You know what, Ben? I'm missing the fan. I actually am missing the fan.
I am as well.
We're not.
The viewers aren't because they can hear you.
Yeah, watch the channel. Watch the subscribers go downhill now.
What's your view, Dermot?
See, that was made. This what made this channel successful. You couldn't hear me. Now you can hear me. Watch it just fall apart.
No, Dermot, not at all. How your show will fall apart is by inviting me and Rez on it. That's how it falls apart, and it falls apart quite quickly.
But we're used to free falls on this channel. I mean, Cooper and Phil ran a free fall show, so we're used to shows going off rails on this channel.
I tell you, he's not used to free falls, and that is Chris on Let's Talk Tottenham. So Rez. I have the link, so maybe we go over there and cause a bit of mayhem with Alan.
Oh, yeah. Although I've been on.
Or you could turn up at the coffee company and cause a load of mayhem.
We can do that as well, Ben. No problem.
I fully intend to visit as soon as possible, Ben.
Open invitation, sir.
Yeah, but it's purely just not had the opportunity yet. But I will be. I promise. But the thing is, I was on Chris's stream, and it never descended into that. Chris has an iron rod with which he wields his channel. So I think it's going to be a tough.
It needs numbers, Rez. It can't be just one.
I think so.
It needs a collective.
You, me, and Al together, we might just overpower him.
Yeah.
As long as
that bit of breaking news. We're going to end it there.
Listen, Rez has to go back to plotting to take over the world anyway.
Yeah, it is. Me and Bobby are going to start plotting how we're going to rebel against it and start our own little rebellion.
You won't need to. You won't need to, Dermot. You will be part of the ruling elite. Why would you want to fight
in a circle?
Yeah.
Well, these two want to get into this YouTube mix now. They're getting a big kick out of it. So I know Brian Ireland, Brian Daigle, Adam Clark, and Danny over there at Tottenham on Tour. They've been speaking about incorporating the boys.
Jay, Dev, and Christian, is that correct?
Jay, Dev, and Christian, yeah. So Jay and Chris, basically, I want to give them traditional names that basically white folk over here could say without butchering them completely. So, Jay and Krish, it's actually his literal translation is "Victory of God," and his is that one is it's based off Krishna, the Hindu god. So
the Brotherhood of Reznor does have a junior scheme where we sort of recruit early. If you want to sort of bring them, we have a creche, we have soft play areas, and
bouncy ball pit.
A ball pit, yes, and obviously, they all lead into the indoctrination chambers.
But Rez, the most important thing is is there a McDonald's close?
Of course there is.
Done. Take them.
There's a McDavid as well, just for me.
Take them.
Yes, there will be facilities. Let's put it that way, and adult members, and if they then become full acolytes, they get dental. There's health insurance. paternity leave and maternity leave. You know, we've got some good facilities for those that want to join in the crushing of the free world.
Sounds good, buddy.
That'd
We
be great.
will talk about the recruitment later, and I will let poor Dermot's been trying to sign off for about a half hour here, so I'm going to stop talking now and let the man actually get signed off. So I'll stop and let you guys finish up. I'm just going to say thank you for having me on. Have a great day.
UN, get another resolution to stop Rez, and then we'll take it from there. Sanctions will be coming your way, Rez.
Oh dear.
I don't know what sanctions will be coming against Shelfside Spurs, but sanctions are coming your way.
As long as the coconut
Barry,
I'll sanction you by giving you a tasty cappuccino, Rez. That is your sanction.
Yeah, there you go. There's your sanction. Right. We'll actually start with Barry and Rez. Where can people find you? Thank you both for coming on. It's always an honor to have you on our channel.
You can go first, Rez.
Go on your channel. Where can people find
you? You can find us at Shelfside Spurs Show. What you've seen here is a slightly condensed version of what we do. We just basically talk some weird and wonderful things with a little bit of Tottenham sprinkled in there just to leaven it. We go out Thursdays. We usually kick off around 7:30, sometimes maybe a little bit earlier, maybe between 7 and 7:30. We have who I believe you've got as well tonight, Dermot. We have the wonderful Steve Perryman coming on next Thursday. We have also had Mickey Hazard on recently, which was an absolute joy. And last night's show in particular was a lot of fun. So if you fancy a bit of a laugh and seeing, grown men talking absolute balls, go and check it out. It's hosted by the wonderful Johnny Einstein. My colleague Nick is a regular alongside me, and it's great fun. So we would love it if you'd come along and give us a like and a subscribe.
Sorry, Rez, you say you guys did a show last night?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's weird because I have you guys. I'm subscribed and I have the channel notifications on and everything, and I never got anything for that. So I have to go in and make sure that I have the notifications on.
Yeah. Yeah, but have a look through last night. It was a lot of fun. It really was. And so anyone who we would really appreciate it. We're sort of growing steadily. We broke 200 subscribers recently, so we're going for the next milestone. And if you come on and just have a little comment and like and a subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. And if you want to follow me on Twitter with my weird ramblings, you can find me at @bat_spur.
Yeah, Nick. Where can people find you apart from Shelfside Spurs?
Well, apart from Shelfside Spurs, you can find me. Sorry, what was that, Rick? Everywhere. Yeah, a bit like Bobby K, a bit of everywhere. I will be on Tommy Talks Ball this evening. And probably come and join you guys on Tottenham on Tour a little bit later, because I have nothing better to do than cause mayhem and just look, it's great to see you guys every week, right? And obviously we haven't got a game until March the 7th, so I won't be able to see them in person until then. So we'll just all these channels, Dermot's channel, Ben's coffee channel, Shelfside Spurs, you'll see a lot of the people in the comments on there. Just go and find which one you like, right? Because we all do things a little bit different. So, but we all love Spurs. So yeah.
And in my case, incredibly different.
Right,
sit there. I'm
going to try to get to 2 hours. Bobby, take us to 2 hours. Plug Tottenham on Tour tonight for Brian Ireland, Danny Kiriaki.
Yeah, Tottenham on tour. The boys are going to be on. They're having, I believe they've got the Irish Hotspur on together as well. So they're doing some sort of a collaboration later on this morning for us. So look forward to seeing that. Unfortunately, the only place you can find me is on everybody else's channels because I'm just channel surfing right now and being a bit of a tart like that. So I said, whatever one of these streams actually lets me in is where you'll see me pop up here and there. I'm not to be found yet. I'm still working out. I'm looking at the contracts that Dermot and Rez and Barry have sent me for the recruitment and everything. So I will let you know when I finally come to a proper decision after I've spoken to my attorneys over here, and we will let you know.
Free coffee.
Free coffee.
Remember, Bobby, we do offer a very competitive salary. You know,
salary. What's that?
Yeah. Salary. Essentially, it's submit or die. That's the salary.
Well, based on those conditions, I think that's Dermot just offered me coffee, and you're offering me death.
Yes.
So Dermot, let me know when you want to get started.
Okay.
Now, I'm sorry, I just saw Kuva's comment in here that I have to be stopped because I'm pretty much popping up everywhere. So Kuva, I'm gonna keep doing that. But thank you very much for having me. I'll give me the opportunity to join you guys in this great panel, and I really appreciate the time, guys. Thank you very much.
Our competition has become
Can you do the song for Danny for us? Because I can't do it, but can you do
call
the
him
song?
Danny Kiriaki?
It's Danny Kiriaki.
Kiriaki. So now with D. Danny Kiriaki.
Brian, could you let us know what time you're showing with Dave and Jack is on GMT?
2:00.
2:00. So everyone get over to the Tottenham on Tour with the Irish Hotspur at 2:00 to watch that great show. Mark, where can people find you, sir?
At the pub.
I was just about to say that. If anyone pop in and buy me, now I paid me Patreon, surely I'll be on here a bit more now.
Yeah.
Always welcome, sir.
Yes.
Always welcome.
And I will be tuning into Ben's coffee shop in a minute.
3:30 will be on.
All right, I'll have a kit before then.
Speaking of which, you can find my coffee show.
I was just about to say you, Ben. Where can we find you?
Great plug. I'm a professional. You can find me at the coffee company at 3:30 today, where we will probably be talking about something incredibly weird. I don't know what we're going to talk about on the coffee morning today. We're probably just going to decompress because we've had the entire world at my coffee shop today, including the king of the Tottenham community, Mr. King Arthur. So we will probably be chilling out for the rest of the day. His Majesty and his Princess Kimber. So we will be chilling out at the coffee company. So join us over there, and we're going to have some fun.
Awesome.
And one last question. I just go on quickly. What's the score be? Leeds, Reds. What's the score going to be for Leeds?
6-5, but I don't know to who.
Nick?
3-1, but I don't know to who.
Bobby, please speak a bit of sense.
There is no sense. We're Tottenham fans. The club has no sense. I'm gonna hope that Conte's comments there didn't have too much of a negative effect and create too much of an awkward atmosphere. So I'm gonna go for a 2-0 to us because they're just coming off a hammering. So hopefully their morale is even lower than ours. So I'm going to stick with my 2-0 prediction that I like to keep throwing out, which is the one I threw out against Burnley as well. So hopefully this time they'll make me right. And of course, there's Bob's 4-1.
Just like Mr. K, 4-1.
Yeah, I'll bring up
Bobby's default thing though. That's the thing. Bobby always says 4-1. You know, I tried to do that while he wasn't.
So did Mr. K. Mr. K and Bob both say always 4-1.
But now that Bobby's back and commenting, I can sort of not do that anymore. Hence my 6-5 prediction.
Yeah. And I hope Danny Kiriakou or Danny Kiriaki or whatever his name is, his surname is today.
Donny Kiriaki.
He's okay because he's feeling, he's getting a little bit wound up in the comments. So I hope he's okay for 27 minutes when he goes on Tottenham on Tour, because otherwise I feel he's gonna turn into like unless he's a sleeper agent for Rez and is taking over the world. Who knows?
It's not just one of those; it's 2 of them now.
Yeah.
$1 bajillion.
Recruitment. Rez got a strong recruitment policy.
We don't talk about that publicly.
It's like Fight Club. Yeah? It's like Fight Club. We don't talk about the first rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club.
I know nothing.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. We know we say little.
There you go.
We've got True Set Free says 24 to
God, I hope you're right. That'll help us with the goal differential.
Saying 0-0, which probably
Is
will.
that the 24-1, is that 24-1 that Levy might sign someone in the first week of the transfer window?
Probably. No, the odds can't be that. The odds can't be that low.
24,000 to 1, maybe.
Yeah.
Cooper here saying 4-3 Spurs.
Every goal.
Yep. We've got Catman Jeff saying 6-1 Tottenham. But we're Ben, what was your score prediction for the Leeds game?
4-1 for Bobspur.
Okay, let me get Bobspur up. Ben?
2-0 Tottenham. We've still got to be somewhat on the delusion train, but we're probably going to lose again because we're Tottenham and we're shit. Leave it out.
I will go for 4-1 as well with Bobspur as well. Listen, thank you for everyone that came on this morning. Thank you to Arthur, Kim, Mark, Bobby K, Nick, Rez, all for coming on. This has been a show that I will never forget for the rest of my life. We've had dictators come on trying to take over the YouTube world. We've had Bobby trying to speak sense. We've had Mark just saying he's going down to the pub, and we've had Ben saying what coffee he'd be drinking. And now I'm definitely going to the pub after this. I will need a drink. Right.
Can we all do this together? Can we, as a tribute to our friend Mr. Brian Daigle, we all need to do it in unison.
Mm-hmm.
And as always,
Levy out.
Come on, you Spurs. And Levy out.